Use your mind to guide this strand of magical power. Limu followed suit. After guiding this strand of magical power to circulate several times through the body's 4 limbs and 100 bones, a strange and wonderful feeling slowly surged through his whole body. Li Qing said, "I have left a trace of magical power inside you. You must guide it diligently. There can be no slack in cultivation. Only then can you have a glimmer of hope." Limu slowly opened his eyes, and then he nodded solemnly. Li Qing saw that it was almost done. She was about to leave when Limu called out to her. Limu said awkwardly, "I forgot where I put away my saved salary. Is there any way to help me remember past events?" Li Qing looked around and asked, "Do you have yellow paper and cinnabar here?" Soon, a talisman paper was pasted on Limu's face. "Limu matred. This is the leader's favor and my several tens of coins. It must be effective." Limu uses a special hand gesture. A faint and almost imperceptible magical power lit up in his hand as he shouted loudly. Then he heavily tapped his own forehead. Countless memories immediately emerged in his mind. But with so many memories flooding in at once, his head began to ache in that tearing pain once again. However, he still found the location of the small vault. Limu secretly rejoiced, just as he had expected. How could a single dog like himself without a girlfriend not have any savings at all? In the kitchen, Limu opened the stove and took out a package from inside. He carefully opened it up. He found that it was filled to the brim with gold. Limu excitedly started rapping and dancing on the spot because his days of eating plain porridge with pickles were finally over. But suddenly he hesitated. Several images flashed through his mind. That alley held memories of the day he had his accident. Although not knowing what happened, it must be related to his death. Afterwards, I must investigate thoroughly. Thinking about it, he shifted his gaze to the talisman on the desk. The leader said that this thing's effect can last for 12 hours. He must make good use of it. So he took out the 4 treasures of the study and utilized the effects of the talisman. Read the novel Strange Tales from a Chinese Studio from his past life. He wrote them out while recalling the memories. Several hours passed quickly. Limu stretched lazily. It's a good thing he had read Strange Tales from a Chinese Studio several times back then. At this moment, Zhang Shan's voice came from the courtyard. Limu furrowed his brow slightly. Sure, but he still got up to go outside and take a look. Zhang Shan said, "Leader said you had an accident. I came to see how you are. Nothing serious, right?" Limu laughed. "I'm fine. Doing well?" Zhang Shan asked in confusion. "Why do you still look a little happy?" Limu still smiled undiminished. "You came at the right time. I found some silver at home. I can repay you the money I borrowed from you before." Zhang Shan exclaimed joyfully. "Really? That's great. But there's no need to rush between us brothers." At this moment, Limu saw red gas emerging continuously from Zhang Shan's chest, drifting towards himself. Nan, Limu was stunned. The 7 emotions and colors, joy represented by red. Could this be what the leader referred to as joy and emotions? At this point, Limu's smile changed. It became mysteriously inexplicable. It became intriguing. At this moment, Zhang Shan couldn't wait any longer. "Limu, the silver you mentioned earlier?" Limu slapped his forehead in frustration. "Yes. Unfortunately, I accidentally lost it when I went out." Zhang Shan turned into stone on the spot. If you got closer, you could hear the sound of his heart breaking. His surging joy came to an abrupt halt. But then Limu said, "Fortunately, a child found the silver." Upon hearing this, Zhang Shan slowly breathed out a sigh of relief. "Don't speak in such a rushed manner," Zhang Shan remarked. But then Limu's tone shifted once again. In short, the situation has been fluctuating back and forth. Zhang Shan can't take it anymore. He keeps going from fright to joy. It's so difficult for him. He quickly called for Limu to stop. "Let's talk about the silver later. Let me rest in the house for a while first. My head is a little dizzy. It feels like my body has been emptied out." In the end, Zhang Shan did get back his own silver. After squeezing Zhang Shan, Limu apologized and said, "I'm sorry. I took so long to give it back." Zhang Shan got the money. Happier than ever, no blame towards Limu. All brothers here. No need to be polite. I'll take off first. Limu waved his hand to say goodbye to him. Zhang Shan is easy to deceive. It's also easy to absorb emotions, but it also takes time to do it gradually. Don't reveal everything at once. Next is Li Si. Limu has a big smile on his face, calculating the next plan. The land of fireworks. The ladies at the door saw Li Si approaching. They warmly greeted one by one. "What wind has brought you here? How have you been lately?" Li Si smiled and said, "Thanks to your blessings." But at this moment, a voice called out to Li Si, and he asked, "Who is it? Do you need me?" Limu took out a bag of silver. "Money owed to you before. Now I have it on hand. I'll pay you back first." Li Si doesn't hold back against him either. Just snatch his money bag directly. "Since you are fine now, You will be in charge of this street from now on. After finishing speaking, he waved his hand, walked into the brothel with a calm face. Li Mu was stunned in place for a moment. Where is your joy? Could it be that Li Si actually regards money as worthless? It seems that we need to find another way. Next, Li Mu continued to do good deeds. Just for that little bit of joy, such as helping old ladies cross the street. He doesn't even spare stray cats and dogs, but working tirelessly all day long. The joy of harvest is scanty. Unexpectedly, helping a dog turned out to be the most rewarding. Li Qing asked, "You have only been practicing chi perception for a few hours, yet you are already able to sense the 7 emotions. How did you progress so quickly?" Li Mu seemed as if he hadn't heard. Still immersed in his own world. Li Qing asked again, "What is your date and time of birth?" After Li Mu told him, Li Qing started to calculate with his fingers. After a moment, he looked at Li Mu with a shocked expression on his face. 4 pillars of pure yang.
No wonder.
Li Mu was stunned for a moment. What does it mean? Li Qing explained, pure yang in the 4 pillars refers to a pure yang body born in a year, month, day, and hour of yang energy. They are naturally able to gather spiritual energy upon birth. If they embark on the path of cultivation, they can easily surpass ordinary people in their realm.
Li Mu secretly rejoiced.
In other words, Lao Zi is truly blessed by nature, isn't he?